welcome back to Momocon 2025. I am Jinja, joined by KingTyler, and we have the final round one pools in this Momocon tournament. We got some very interesting names in this round. What are you looking forward to in this one?
I don't really know very many personally, but I know one, Pat. He's pretty good. I know. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I know.
Well, here is all of the players. I do know baddercookie myself, as well as Bo, Castillo, and Power. I believe Krakow might have DQ'd, and an NQ, a late entrant into this one. It's going to be a very interesting pool with the limited amount of spots. Top six obviously move on. And with the DQs coming on, I believe there's at least 2 DQs. It's going to be a lot tighter in terms of points. What do you expect in terms of the track picks?
From what I've seen, from what I've played personally, from what I've seen in the past, probably maybe first, second, maybe third as well, a very good lead. And then fourth, fifth, sixth, maybe seventh will be pretty close in points. It all depends on those last few races to get just those few points in order to get in those top 6.
Yeah, so we do have 9 competitors here, so that means 3 will unfortunately not be able to move on. But this is a very, very interesting pool. We start off at Amsterdam Drift, a very unique track. DLC probably favors those coming in later into the series, and we have baddercookie, Ciovo, Pat, and Hopez in those first 4 pods. And I do know Ciovo is a former Sapphire in Lounge, very solid player in their own right, but baddercookie, SNS extraordinaire, has won several SNSs in the past. And you know, at this point, as they see, you know, he's already out to a big lead. Well, almost a big lead, but Castillo, I believe, is in second. We see the white Yoshi up there. We see other characters up there, some Peaches as well. Let's see how it goes going into these next few corners.
Yeah, there's a big difference between doing in Lounge, getting even Sapphire and Lounge is respectable, but doing in-person lands is a big, big difference. There's less lag. It's just more smooth overall. You don't get randomly trailed as easily. It's a funner time in my experience, but that could affect their placements comparatively what they could do online compared to in person.
Yeah, and Ciovo playing aggressive with this plan, throwing those reds up to try to get out baddercookie, and it's working for now, but baddercookie does have that horn, so they can defend themselves from another red. Hats with triple greens and a star. A really, really solid pull. In third specifically, going to opt to chain. Hope is in fourth as well. Shrooms coming up, baddercookie getting hit out. Ciovo takes the lead with Patch coming up with those 4 shrooms. Coming up there, probably saving those, opting to save those for the shortcut. We see Reds play has to burn those shrooms because of the banana and the red. But baddercookie with those strong lines, able to take back first very easily.
Yeah, baddercookie backing a few shells, trying to hit some people so they get them off their trail. Backing a bomb, it does hit somebody, but there is a blue shell. It ain't gonna be there in time. And baddercookie, first place in our first of 6 races for this pool.
Very, very solid performance from baddercookie, able to take back first, even after getting redded a lot. And Pat's getting second, Castillo 5th, NQ in 6th, Bo 7th place. Not a good start from them, but again, 6 races. It's really going to come up to those final 2 or so races to make your move, to push. I would say it would be a lot better to really push up early, but getting those final 2 races to really make your move is key in this one.
Getting a good few solid races in a row is crucial, whether they be in the first, the middle, or the end. As long as you get a good lead in points, you'll be able to coast off of that, get some decent placements, and get in the top 6, especially with only 9 players in attendance.
Absolutely, and you know, it is close to begin. I'm interested to see what tracks are going to be selected. I believe we are going to Warrior Stadium, and that track is very interesting, and that's going to be beneficial towards baddercookie, Ciovo, Pat's, probably going to benefit those players there, and they're going to be the ones that really push the front and try to keep the front, and meanwhile, that mid-pack is going to have to play aggressive.
Now, I've heard a lot of things about this track, how technically intensive it is. I'm not that good of a player to do it, but I've heard some of the tight intricacies this track has, and whether these players can pull it off in this setting will probably determine whether they get first, second, or probably last.
Absolutely, and baddercookie getting hit up there. Pat's taking the lead early. We see Ciovo battling for the lead as well. Hope is in 5th, but right now baddercookie trying to at least catch back up here after a strong race 1, not working out right now. But this battle for first is quite intense between Pat and Ciovo. Both have no items at the moment, but that is about to change. A banana in hand versus a coin. Can Ciovo get the better lines, or can Pats keep the lead? Oh, we see a bomb from Pats as well. Could they opt to play aggressive? They will hold on to that bomb, and let's see what they can do here.
They're risking a ghost taking their bomb by using that coin, but Ciovo behind them with 2 bananas doesn't have that same risk. Pats probably going to back this bomb right here before the double. No, decides to hold on to it. That's interesting. But Ciovo uses one of their bananas, only has 1 left. Pat's still holding on to that bomb. Could be using that any time. Oh no, misses the bomb. Or trying to get, misses anyone in particular. Doesn't get anyone hit, and I have no clue if they still have any protection left.
Yeah, and now Ciovo does have that red as well as that banana, but I think Pat stopped him and changed the coin, and he does. And the red coming out potentially, and a blue shell as well. Ciovo is set up here, having 2 reds for double defense. Even with a ghost, they are still set. And Cookie coming up. Where did Cookie come from? Coming back into 3rd, immediately catching up after that horrible start from them. Getting back into 2nd, that's a big recovery from them. And they have a red to at least take one of Ciovo's reds out potentially. Could they pull another one is the question. They're going to chain their banana. And let's see, they do pull another red, but will it be enough? Even with the shroom, this is going to be a close finish. Oh, Ciovo baddercookie. Baddercookie does not get it at the line. That was a photo finish, and Ciovo holds on there.
Clipping that one for the record books. That one was a very close finish. I had I don't think anyone, not even them, knew who was going to finish first. Especially with how the placements disappear on online races. Or not online in this case, but races with multiple people.
Yeah, and I believe what baddercookie was trying to do was some sort of glider vectoring, trying to hold that drift on the glider to gain some more speed, and it almost worked. It was very close to the finish. And the recovery from baddercookie was insanely impressive. I saw them in 8th place to start the race, and then they immediately came back, and they really finished strong. They're almost taking the lead back, and such a great start from baddercookie, demonstrating why they are the #1 seed in this pool.
Goes to show how good item usage and great lines can do for you, even in a tough situation. But now, we're going to Daisy's Circuit. How's about that?
This is going to benefit those players in the back of the pack. You're going to see players maybe opt to bag, maybe go around, maybe opt to get some coins. Coins matter on this track, especially more. Ciovo does burn out, so they're going to probably opt to stay towards the back a little bit.
Try to get those power items after the 30 seconds.
Absolutely, and meanwhile, Pats has that shroom, going to take first off the glider, but here comes that red, able to defend themselves from that. And baddercookie probably opting to bag. I like this strategy from them as well. Lopez in 5th. I believe they're a bubble seed, I believe, and they're just opting to hold on to these triple bananas. And meanwhile, Pats gets ghosted, and that's really unfortunate for them. Let's see what they can make out of this one.
Only a coin left to defend Pats. If they get hit once, they're probably going to be out of this race for at least until the 3rd lap. But just like that blue shell. Oh no, they're going to use that red shell to do less hit frames than it would be a blue shell. But Ciovo using that opportunity to go into 2nd, possibly into 1st if they can pull it off. Still using one of those bananas, getting rid of some of the obstacles on the field. Does get into 1st with those lines, and just holding on to these 3 pieces of protection in order to keep a 1st place lead.
Yeah, and right now, it's a battle between Ciovo, that banana coming out, and here comes Pats, and Power getting 2nd as well. Bo in 5th, they need a strong placement here, because right now they are really having a tough time there. But baddercookie holding this horn in 4th, probably going to opt to not even go around. He's going to go around there, and I'm kind of surprised by that, trying to defend themselves from a red, and opts to get the double. I actually like that play now, and having those triple greens in pocket, pulling him out there in that situation. very useful in this situation where they don't need a big race now because they got a first and a second, so they can opt to really just play passive. But Pat's in first, having that banana, Cielo second, Power third. It's looking like that's going to be the finish unless a last second maybe shock happens with the red coming in, but it's not enough. Pat's, Cielo, Power are your top three going into this.
And a real big gap in between those three. Like I said, those top three and then the rest of the pack, kind of a bit of a separation there. See, the top three have high 20s in points, but the rest are in the mid-teens.
Yeah, Poland right now is in a dire situation. They're one of the top seeds in this pool. They were supposed to make it out pretty convincingly, but right now they're really having a difficult time sort of making that adjustment, especially on Daisy Circuit. They're getting left in the middle of the pack, and they're really having a tough time trying to make it up there. So what do you think they can do to adjust?
For one, get out of the pack. In my opinion, the pack is the worst place to be in Mario Kart because you can't get the best items you want, like those power items, or even just like a star, and you're not in first, you're not front running. So being in the pack, you're going to get hit by more items. You're not going to pull as good items, unless like a ring or something, because rings are really good. But if you can use it correctly. But either locking in and getting in those front running spots, or recognizing that, hey, I'm not playing my best today. Let's see about staying in the back and getting some good items and using that opportunity to get it first. But if they can take that advice to heart, we'll see that first in Waluigi Stadium.
Yeah, this track actually benefits Bo. I believe they are pretty good on this track. They are a newer player, so this is really the track for them to make this comeback and get back into the front. Because right now, Cielo, Pat's, baddercookie really are strong top three presence here early on in this round. baddercookie in second, Cielo in first, and Hope is up there as well. And meanwhile, Cielo taking the early lead. baddercookie,
all of them trying to take that cut right there. Pat's going into the off-road a bit, about halfway through. You see, I don't know if people know this, but you can get like 4 or 5 of these on this half pipe right here. You get a bunch of boosts, and it's a lot more efficient to not trick there, so you can drift earlier, get an ultra boost off of your drift, and then a lot more boost in general.
Yeah, baddercookie with these 2 reds right now, just going to opt to chain, and that I like that play from baddercookie, going to chain that red, and has another one as well in pocket, and could get potentially, I believe that's Cielo in first, and trying to get them out is there, but they could opt to hold these reds. There could be a blue in play. And right now, they're going to opt to just, they decide to back it. And I actually like that strategy because, again, they're going to opt to chain. But then again, this is going to be big. They're going to get redded out, and that's going to only extend Cielo's lead. Pat's in third. The buyer coming up from Pat's trying to get Cookie, and it's successful. So that's just going to extend the lead for Cielo. They are straight up gone. And now baddercookie having those triple reds, second, third, or fourth. I mean, this is big for Cielo. They are just gone. There is no distance. This is insane distance.
They're running a time trial at this point, but the big thing between this, look at that, how far Cielo is compared to whoever's in last place. It's a big difference. That means whoever's in last place, or even the people in second to last, are gonna get those power arms a lot more frequently, and that could ruin Cielo. At this point, not Cielo's, but the second, third, fourth placements could be affected greatly compared to if those power items come to play.
Absolutely, and I see Bo, I believe, is in second, which is much needed from them. Cielo does get first, I think that's Bo in second. I'm not sure. I keep confusing it with Hopus. Might be Hopus, might be not. But
yep, Hopus in second.
Hopus in second.
baddercookie in third.
We have our top 4 players that we're watching in those top 4 spots. Impressive stuff coming in from there. I believe that was probably Bo, and it was. Getting themselves back in the 5th. MQ and Castillo battling for that last spot there.
That last spot, it really puts the pressure on. Hey, I need this good placement. I need this 1 or 2 more points in order to get ahead of the next guy, or the next guy, or the next guy, in order to qualify. And that stretch can either really push forward your game or hamper you a lot. You just need to recognize whether you need to calm down or whether you need to hype it up.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a very interesting last couple of races. What's going on now is the points are getting closer. Bo really needed that second exceptionally badly because they were in a dire situation, and I kind of expected Waluigi Stadium to be a good play for them, and they managed to get up and they managed to get really good spots. But we are going to be going to Dolphin Shoals a mid sort of bagging track that you could go off and up and bag in there. And right now, I think that if you're Bo, you just run because you just got to make your move right away.
Run until you can't no more.
Pretty much, and Ciobo, they can coast, baddercookie can coast, really Pats can coast as well.
Baddercookie choosing to bag.
It's an interesting strategy, but it's been working for them. They don't really need to play aggressive. They don't really need to play that. I don't know.
They have plenty of points. They don't need necessarily to get those really high placements. They just need to score decent enough, like third, fourth, just stuff like that, in order to keep their high placement, in order to get through. They don't need to be doing anything crazy. However, some of the lower placements, I forget their names, but some of the fifths and sixths, those people need to get those high placements, those firsts, those seconds, those thirds, in order to get a solid definitive lead, in order for them to get into the top 6.
Yeah, and I believe that Castillo is in 4th. They are coming up. Oh, they get hit out there as well. But Bo in 4th right now, trying to make this strategy. Oh, the bomb coming in, and they're going to opt to bag. And I like this play from them because they need probably a bill. They might stop this set as well. They'll opt to go. I like that. We see the plant from Patch start in 8th. We got a banana and a green, so Ciobo has double defense in 1st, baddercookie with a star in 7th, as well as a golden. But Ciobo, and I believe that might be Power in 2nd, pulling away from the rest of the pack, even on the Dolphin Shoals. Castillo getting back into 3rd, but baddercookie having a line fill there, probably losing a little bit of time, but meanwhile Pat has those 4 shrooms. They're going to opt to just stay on the ground, which I like. They don't really need to play that aggressive in terms of going for advanced strats.
I see the blue shell in that hand.
The blue shell
there it goes.
Out, and there it goes for Ciobo, who has a big lead, and they can opt to stop before the boost ramp, which they will. Oh, and they will. Stop. And they
get right back into the race.
Exactly, and now they could just coast. They still have a big lead. I believe Power is there though, but 1st and 2nd are gone compared to everyone else. Whoever's in that bill, it might be Bo in that bill. I believe Bo might be in 3rd or 4th. They are in 4th. Castillo in 3rd. This is going to be huge. Oh, getting that trail off is big. Triple shrooms in play.
Can they use this to get up to 3rd? Oh, it looks like. Oh, what is that?
I believe what Cookie just did was very advanced. They did some glider vectoring, and there is a strat on this track where you can really, really go fast at the end.
Well, high risk, high reward. They used it to get in 3rd, and now they're definitively in 2nd place when it comes to points. And now, where was Castillo? Did you see that?
I think they're 1 back of Bo, I believe. It's 25-24, so they're 1 back. I think they're 6th. Bo in 5th. Castillo in 6th, and I believe NQ is at 21. They're a little bit back, but they still got an opportunity to make it up.
A few first and seconds,
yes.
If they can get it, a few first and seconds could easily get into the top 6, top 5.
Yeah, absolutely, and these I believe it's last 2 coming up is going to be extremely important for your Castillo, for your Bo, for your Power. Even they might be in a dangerous situation because they might be in a bad spot here, but we are going to Mushroom Gorge. We do see Power.
It's a knowledge check.
But it is
here's the knowledge
check. I do agree with that. But this is your final race. Excuse me, your final race here.
Here we go.
And it looks like it's really going to come down to this. And if you're NQ, you got to make your move right away because
you got to go for the risky stuff. You got to go for the over the fence gap jump. You got to go for your going on those 2 mushrooms at the start. I mean, not now, but next 2 laps. You got to go for the super bounce. You got to go for everything you can to get any leg up you can in order to get those good points, in order to secure that top 6 finish.
Yeah, and right now, baddercookie in 1st, Ciobo in 8th. I believe Bo has a shroom to take the cut, which is very good on this track. The lap 1 probably isn't the best time to take it. Still a very good opportunity to try to get a lead and get it early because you are going to be able to pass. And, unfortunately, missing the gap cut, losing a little bit of time there is Bo, and this is big. Where is NQ in all this? I believe they might be in maybe the mid-pack. I don't see them exactly, but right now, Pat's in 7th.
Trailing behind a bit, chaining 2 stars together. They could be trying to get back up and maybe going for a gap cut soon. Oh, that's a pretty good item pull. But Bo getting in another good item pull, a star into a spiny or a blue, one could say. Baddercookie still holding on to that first, not even. Oh, people trying to go for gap cut. Oh no, they did get it, and there's the shock. Oh, and they didn't go for the cut. They just used the mushroom to get up. Bo using that blue shell right behind him, getting them out of the way in order to secure first with a triple shroom. Oh, gets redded though. Cookie also gets redded. I'm assuming that's Pat's had 2 shrooms chained into the box, and now Bo's probably going to use those shrooms to do gap cut if they want to.
Yeah, this gap cut is going to be big. Pats, they both have shrooms. The triple greens are out. I believe Bo is going to be moving on.
But
Bo
second,
is moving on with for sure. Getting that second place is very, very big. So much chaos in that final lap.
Yeah.
I think I saw a star there that in like first at one point, but they couldn't dodge, and then all this other stuff happened. I wish I could have called it out.
It was crazy.
But it was a crazy last lap. I believe that
Another
is
blue
it.
shell came out. I saw that on the
And
map.
by 2 points, Castillo moves on by 2 points. So that was a bad
NQ
race for them. But unfortunately, NQ does not move
Just
on.
barely
not.
doesn't move on. And I feel bad, but them's the breaks. That's how it all shakes out. We got CO, Cookie, Pats, Power, Bo, and Castillo moving on to your round 2.
Yeah, very, very good, solid races there. Extremely, extremely close. In going into that final race, it was very, very close. And I believe that this round 2 coming up, that's coming up next, and you don't want to miss that because that's going to be insane.
You see all the cool
talent.
You see all the cool plays in this? Imagine that, but like at least 2 or 3 times more of them. Because every single spot is going to be filled out with a player who's at least as good as what you just saw. They're going to be advanced techniques, cool cuts, really great lines everywhere on every track, except for a few. I could name a few possibly that would help out on your baby parks, your excite bikes. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool, and you should stay tuned. You should stay here on this channel or the mainstream and stick around. Watch the cart.